Okay, let's start her up. Welcome to Bluegrass 101. We are. This is an opportunity for, in the world of COVID, to play as best we can and learn a song. I typically do this live at the Northern Bluegrass Circle Music Society in Pleasant View. I've also done this. Well, I've done this with Mountain Fever Bluegrass Camp and a number of different places, but I'm doing it live here on Zoom and live on Facebook as well. So I'm glad you can join me. We're going to do, this song was originally written by Johnny Bond, who was, he performed music for Westerns in like the 40s, 30s and 40s. He was also a singer, played with Jimmy Wakely. So this song was a country song, and like Porter Wagner recorded this song, and I get a few comments on my shirts. Yeah, Andrew just said you'll have to introduce me to your tailor, and I was like, my guitar tailor? You can see my guitar, but no, tailor is in that type of tailor. Yes, okay. I wonder where you are tonight. If it was done in country, it would be like, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary, wondering if I'm wrong or right to dream about you, though you left me. So that would be like Hank Snow or Porter Wagner. This song was performed by Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs live at Carnegie Hall in 1962. 1962, Flatt and Scruggs were invited to play in Carnegie Hall, and this was one of the songs that they chose. Now, they sang the song in E, and typically for E, you would capo. You would, especially in bluegrass, you would capo either at the second fret and play at a D, or you could capo at the fourth fret and play C. Play C shape. You'd still be playing E. But Lester Flatt liked to actually play in E. Now, he did a really cool little version for you guitar players out there. He took his pinky and he would do the second fret on the B string. So making that into a C sharp, or D flat, C sharp. And his timing was weird on it too. He wasn't going, he was doing a hammer on late. He was going, and it's a really, really cool little lick that you can do. So I'm going to do it to start off, and we're going to start it pretty slow, and we're going to do it in the key of E. I Wonder Where You Are Tonight by the Flatt and Scruggs version. Okay, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary, I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right to dream about you, though you left me. I wonder where you are tonight. That old rain is slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Your heart was cold, you never loved me, though you often said you cared. But now you've gone someone who knows the love I share. That old rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Then came the dawn the day you left me. I tried to smile with all my might, but you could see the pain within me. It lingers in my heart tonight. That old rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. So, pretty standard song. It has this 1-4-5 pattern, and then 4-1-5 in the chorus. Now, Lester Flatt, as I said, did this weird little, and many artists would perform it, but it's when they would typically perform it, they would capo at the second fret. And what capoing at the second fret allows you to do is do a lot more G runs. So you can keep playing that Lester Flatt version and doing that cool little, or you can capo at the second fret with me, whichever you want. We're going to go through the song one more time now that you kind of have an idea of the pattern. I'm kind of mixing up a little bit of the Flatt and Scruggs version. I've listened to a lot of the Tony Rice version. This album, or this song, is on Tony Rice Sings Bluegrass. So I'm going to try and, well, I'm just going to sing it. So it's not going to be exactly the way that Lester Flatt does it, or exactly the way. I haven't delved that deep into it. But we'll speed it up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right to dream about the day you left me. And I wonder where you are tonight. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Okay, instrumental break. Your heart was cold, you never loved me, though you often said you cared. But now you've gone to find another, someone who knows the love I share. That old rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Instrumental. And came the dawn the day you left me. I tried to smile with all my might, but you could see the pain within me. How it lingers in my heart tonight. That old rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Okay, we have a bit of the concept of how the melody goes now. Now, of course, we have to learn the harmonies. And I use a program called Audacity. I've mentioned it multiple times. You guys, some of the regular listeners to this might be sick of hearing about Audacity. But it allows me to record and then record over, do multiple tracks. And I'm recording on my microphone, so everything should go relatively smoothly. So let's talk a little bit about the lead in the chorus here. The rain. So this song, because it has such a country version to it, and it has Lester Flatt singing it, there's some almost yodels. There's almost like these little, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. And I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right to dream about, so he's doing this really high, to dream about the day you left me. I wonder where you are tonight. But when he gets to the chorus, he strips all of that away because it's in 3-part harmony, and it's impossible to do those lilts and drop off. So it's the rain is cold and slowly falling. So it's all very, very almost like hitting a piano note. It's all very pure. The rain is cold and slowly falling. And fallen is a quick fall and then a longer L. So it's not going, the rain is cold and slowly falling. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And he's holding out those long, the rain. You're not hitting the N. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon a window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Now that last line, I wonder where you are tonight. You can sing it like that, where it's I wonder where, all the same note. Or you can, like Tony Rice does, I wonder where you are tonight. So he goes up, I wonder where you are tonight, which will matter when we start to do harmonies to it. So let's record. We'll record the lead. And we're just going to do the chorus because we're just focusing on the harmonies right now. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my pain tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Okay, so the rain is that note, the third in the G and the A chord. So if I'm going to sing the tenor to that, I have to hit that note. Rain is cold and slowly falling. Rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. Oh yeah, I want to wear your underwear tonight. That is another version of it. Rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. So the range is quite high in this because it's going, I wonder where you are tonight. He's hitting that low of a note. So I wonder where you are tonight. So let's hear me sing against, and I'm going to do another track here. Ooh, I'm going to be wild. I'll record it without doing, typically I would try it a few times before recording, but I'm gonna get it right off the bat, I'm sure. Okay, so the note. Rain is cold and slowly falling. Okay, I want to be here, I want to be on that track. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. I could do that a little better, but close enough for tonight. Okay, let's see if I think I shaved a little too much off that. I did. Let's try that. That was pretty close. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. Okay, now I'm going to point out a mistake that I made. Listen to the rain is cold and slowly falling. Listen to the word fallen, okay? And listen to the tenor compared to the lead. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon. So I dropped off too early. I miss about a beat, at least a beat, possibly a beat and a half in that song. So it sounds incomplete. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. Bad, bad, bad. Bad, Darcy. But good lesson. Good lesson, good reminder to always hold your notes out especially as long as the lead is doing. So if this note is taken and this note is taken, that is the last note. It's actually the root of the chord, but in this case, we're starting on that if you're singing baritone. The rain is cold and slowly falling. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. So the baritone in this case is quite low. Rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Now, if you happen to have a higher voice, whether you're male or female, you can decide to go the high baritone, which I know is not, it's an oxymoron, but in bluegrass music, if you're singing the fifth note, sometimes the sixth, in in regards to where the lead is, then you are singing the baritone, regardless of how high or how low you're singing it. If you're singing the third, sometimes the fourth, then you're singing the tenor, and you can sing a high tenor or you can sing a low tenor part. But in this case, if you're doing baritone, rain, 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 rain is cold and slowly falling. A little too high for me, but that's your note if you're going to be singing the high baritone. So let's see if I get close here. Rain, the rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. So those are the three parts to that song. Now, I didn't want to do that. Can I edit undo? Yes, I can do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now the Bluegrass Cardinals did a really, really cool thing. What they did was it's almost like a Gilbert and Sullivan thing, where you have the lead that is singing slightly different words than the tenor is singing slightly different words than the lead. Now in this case, it's the rain is cold and falling, rain is cold and falling, just like teardrops from the heaven. So I'll do that slow. The rain is cold and falling, just like teardrops from the heaven upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was cold, just like the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight. So I'll do that a little slower. The rain is cold and falling, just like teardrops from the heaven upon my window pane tonight. And though your love was cold, as like the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight. So let's hear what that sounds like against the lead. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and falling, just like teardrops from the heaven, and they're on my window pane tonight. And though your love was cold, just like the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight. So, yes, it is super cool. I'll do it again because it sounds so neat. And I'm not going to be around next week, but the weekend after, we're going to do a song called Canaan's Land. And Canaan's Land has that throughout the song. It does the verse, the person doing tenor is singing something slightly different from what the lead is doing. And what it does is there are some words that match up, there are notes that match up, but it's drifting back and forth, and it creates this really nice tension. And then the second line is done in this perfect harmony. So it sounds super, super, super cool. Let's do her again. 1, 2, 3. The rain is cold and falling just like teardrops from the heaven upon my window pane tonight. And know your love was cold just like the first snow of the winter. I wonder where you are tonight. And in the case of the Bluegrass Cardinals, it's on an album called Living in the Past, recorded in 1978. If you hear it, the baritone is singing the same as the lead, so it is only the tenor that is doing this little lilting drift off, and it sounds just so neat. I love it. I truly do. Okay, so how are we doing for time? We're not doing too bad for time. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do now, there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about this. It's like a vocal arpeggio in a way. Yeah. It's not even a counter melody. Yeah, it's like an arpeggio type thing. As I said, Gilbert and Sullivan did it a lot in their musicals, and it sounds where the you have two people singing different parts, and then they come together and drift apart. It's pretty cool. So this song, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. Even that first line, tonight weary. There's a really wide range in this song, so you really have to be careful in regards to what key that you're singing this song in. So I'm doing it in E to kind of nerd out. But it also allows me an opportunity to be able to sing all three parts. If I went too high or too low, all of a sudden I wouldn't be able to sing all three parts to it. I can barely sing all three parts right now. But if you're with three people, you really have to, and you're doing harmonies, you really have to mess around with the key. Like maybe it is, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right. And as you change the key, and that's only a half step, but if I'm doing that in D, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right. That has a very, not only is it a different key and a different tone, it gives it a different feel. Tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. Compared to, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right. To dream about the day you left me. Now if I was to do an A, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. Wondering if I'm wrong or right. It really changes the way that my voice is. Also depends on how many notes I'm able to hit. So play around with the key. See which tonal quality you like in your voice. Do you really like it to push? Do you like it to be a little more that softer? Now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right. I can't push as hard, I can't make it as that. Now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. So yeah, really, it's really important to muck around with the keys as much as possible and find out just because you've learned it in a particular key, mess around with it. Take the time and see where your vocal range really, really fits in that. Okay, we're going to do it in the key of E, just to nerd out. I'm going to do this song too in the breaks. The breaks were split all the time. So if you happen to have someone else in the room playing with you, this is a great song to split breaks on. So it's like. Then I would drop off, the mandolin would pick it up, or the dobro, or the banjo, or the spoons, or the harpsichord, or the hurdy-gurdy, whatever is playing along with you. So we're going to do this song as if we're performing it. So I'm going to provide those opportunities for people to do breaks. Now, if you were the only instrument that is playing along, take all the breaks. And I will also only be doing the harmonies. So I'll be doing the tenor harmony. Rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. And I'll give a little bit of, now tonight, I'll just do that just to give you a lead in as to when you can start singing. And we're going to do an intro to it. But we're only going to do a half intro. It's only going to be half of the verse. So it's just going to be. So it gives people an opportunity to sing. Okay, let's get to it, Darcy, instead of just talking. Okay, we're going to record one. Remember, half break. 1, 2, 3. Cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and no, your love was even colder. I wonder where you are tonight. Break. Cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and no, your love grows even colder. I wonder where you are tonight. Break. Now, one of the reasons that I really like this song is because it's a driving song in the key of E. Almost all bluegrass songs, um, especially when sung by a male, the driving portion is, or the driving version of a song is in G, A, or B, sometimes C. So to have a song with this kind of driving beat to it in the key of E is relatively rare. So it's awesome and good practice for those banjo players and mandolin players to get in the habit of doing songs like this in the key of D or E, and getting to be able to keep that drive in different keys. So I'm going to be playing and singing the baritone part. And I will be taking the second, it's Earl Scruggs, so I'm going to be taking the second half of each of the breaks, but I'm not going to be doing an intro to it. I'm going to record one. Remember, half break. Yeah. One. I remember. 2, 3. Is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Unbelievable. Okay, there we go. So because we sang the song in the key of D, we're going to change it to the key of A. If a singer, if a song is typically done in like D or E, then typically a female will sing it in like the key of A or G. So we're going to do the same thing. And Jim and Jesse actually did this song in the key of A. So, and I think Bill Monroe did. Yeah, Bill Monroe did it as well in the key of A. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do the same thing in the key of A. Same song. And let's see here. Okay. And again, I'll do the harmony. So if we're doing this song in the key of A, now tonight I'm sad, my heart is weary. I'm wondering if I'm wrong or right to dream about you, though you left me. I wonder where you are tonight. The rain is cold and slowly falling. Okay, so rain is cold and slowly falling. Rain is cold. I'm not even going to try and do the tenor to this. So I'm going to be doing the low baritone and then the lower tenor. Rain is cold and slowly falling. That's my low tenor. The rain is cold and slowly falling upon my window pane tonight. So, if you're singing the lead, you get a chance to do the lead. We're going to do the breaks the same way, though. A half break to introduce the song, and then breaks after each of the choruses. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Instrumental. And though your love was even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Instrumental. Falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. I Can't remember if I ended that song too early or not. Did I? I might have. That's fine. Okay, yeah, so we have the tenor, the low tenor, and we have a guitar track laid down. So for those lead singers that want to sing with a baritone and a tenor, you can hear what it sounds. So. So this time I will do an intro to it. So remember that we're doing the second half of the break. So I have to make sure that I'm doing the second half of that break, not the first half. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Slowly falling upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. Upon my window pane tonight, and though your love grows even colder, I wonder where you are tonight. I was mucking up the harmony, except for the last one. Well, that's okay. Yeah, so that is an opportunity. Now, just before I sign off here, I'm prompting for anybody to ask questions if they want, either through the chat in Zoom or through on Facebook Live. I think I've been kind of watching as many of the comments as I can. But uh, what I hope for, this is really an opportunity to practice those concepts and those aspects that you don't always get a chance to. And especially on your instrument, or whether it's vocal or through banjo. So go to the YouTube video, because I do post this on YouTube, or you can go to Facebook and see the past ones. Um, Take that section out where I'm teaching the harmony. And if you don't typically sing baritone, now you have two different keys that it's in, and it's spanning quite a wide key range. So you should be able to find the baritone in either the key of E or the key of A, and sing that baritone part. Learn how a baritone kind of works, or learn the tenor, or practice on your lead. Maybe you don't sing a whole bunch, and this is an opportunity. Practice, go through it over and over again, especially vocally, especially with your instrument. If you constantly keep doing the same thing, you will never progress. And if that is your goal, is to progress, yeah, take those breaks, and see what works, whether it's on banjo or guitar or whatever. There's those opportunities in those spaces, and overplay while I'm singing lead, kind of figure out where those notes are. And if you're hitting those notes, it's like, oh, I will try not to ever hit that note again. That doesn't work. That does. Yeah, and practice, 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 and do it over and over and over again. Once you start to get sick of the song, you're almost there. Um, and it's complete repetition. Only going through it once, and even going through it, I only went through it a couple times throughout this hour. It doesn't ingrain that stuff into you. And listen to the different versions. Listen to Tony Rice. Listen to Jim and Jesse, Bill Monroe's version. Johnny and Jack do a version. Listen to the country versions. Listen to Porter Wagner and Hank Snow, and hear what they're doing and why does it sound different from bluegrass. And yeah, that is an example of a bluegrass song, and it is I Wonder Where You Are Tonight, and it is one that is done typically in bluegrass jam. So it's a good one to have in your repertoire. Well, thanks, Jeanette. That's very nice. I'm glad you had a chance to practice. And thanks, Andrew and Renee and Clayton and everybody that joined in. And yeah, Rhonda on Zoom, and Doug and Angeline and Kate and Maria and Susan. I know I'm leaving people out, and I apologize for leaving anybody out. But yeah, again, thanks so much. I'm not going to be here next Wednesday. I'm going to be off on holidays. So, but I will try and post as much as possible when I will be around. What is the song for next time? So not next week, but the week after is Canaan's Land. Tony Rice, Skaggs and Rice do a really cool version of it, and that's basically going to be one of these songs that I'm going to, that's one of the versions that I'm going to be referencing. So Skaggs and Rice, Canaan's Land. Yeah, no problem, Renee. I'm glad you're able to, yeah, definitely go back to it periodically. Anyway, that is Bluegrass 101. Thank you guys. Be safe out there, safe picking. Hopefully we'll get a chance to actually play in person relatively soon. And everybody take care. Pick clean.